Today I'll be showing you my entry into the Chainlink Hackathon. I'll give you a brief description of what I built, and after this I'll be showing you a live demo. So for this year's Chainlink Hackathon, I built a HDD swap, and HDD swap stands for heating day degree. It's a derivative for hedging against the weather. The way it works is that it calculates the average daily temperature below 65 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's say today the temperature is 60 degrees Fahrenheit. It means that we have 5 HDDs today. We count all these HDDs in 1 month and add them together, and this is the HDD for 1 month. So in short, it's a derivative for exchanging risk between two parties. Currently, these HDD swaps are the most popular weather-traded derivative in the US. The problem, however, is that it's really hard to get access to these swaps. They are often traded OTC. If you're not a big institution, it's pretty much impossible to get access to these derivatives. Also, since we have a whole DeFi ecosystem, we can make these swaps way more efficient than they are right now. So just to give a specific use case, let's say we have user A, and user A is a farmer and grows sweet potatoes. When the weather outside is too cold, they will not grow properly, and he wants to ensure that the weather stays warm. And then we have person B. Person B mines Bitcoin, and when the temperature is warm outside, he needs to cool his facility, which costs a lot of extra electricity. He wants to hedge himself against warm weather. So in theory, these two people could exchange risk through a HDD swap. Now, these two people, person A and person B, are very stereotypical scenarios. There's probably not a farmer for every miner and vice versa. So there needs to be some kind of incentive to take the opposite bet, just in case no one wants to take the opposite bet. So this is where DeFi comes in handy. Typically, if you enter a HDD swap, it's a 1-month contract in which both parties need to put up collateral to pay for each other's risk. So you will be sending 1 month worth of collateral to the broker or the exchange in this case. So since we have DeFi, we can actually optimize this. So we can take the collateral of the buyer and the seller, in this case, the miner and the farmer, and we can send it to Aave. And let's say we can receive 10% APY for the collateral. Then we can take the interest that we receive from Aave and we can give it to the buyer of the derivative to incentivize liquidity. All right, so we've entered the platform, and on the right we can see all the available HDD swaps to us. So these are swaps that are already created and we could buy. So right now we will create a new swap on the left. So basically we need to set 2 parameters. The first one is tick size, which basically is the amount of US dollars we want to get paid per HDD. And then the second number is the fixed rate strike. So this is basically the threshold under which you want to get paid. So for every HDD under 90, we get paid $50. Now, the creator of this swap needs to put up collateral. The collateral is basically the tick size multiplied by the fixed rate strike. This is required because we need to ensure that the user has enough funds to pay the opposite party in case he loses money. So now that the transactions are done, we can actually go to Etherscan and we can see the swap on chain. So we can see there's a new contract was created. It's seeded with link, which we need to call our oracle to get the result at the end. And we can also see that the collateral is now in this contract. So next we're going to see how it will work if I were to buy this derivative. So I just switched accounts, and now on the right I can see all the available swaps that were created, and I can choose which one I want to buy. So let's buy the one we just created. I can click on buy option / see more details, and this will give me more information about basically what I'm signing up for. So if I buy this, I will get paid $90 per HDD when there's more than 90 cumulative HDDs in this particular month. So I'm taking the opposite bet. I also have to do the same thing as the creator. I have to lock up my collateral for 1 month. So I have to approve my transaction to spend DAI, and then I have to send the DAI to the contract. So now that we bought the swap, we can have another look and see what happened to the contract. So we can see that the contract doesn't contain DAI anymore. This is because both the collateral from the buyer as well as the seller was sent to Aave, and in exchange we receive interest-bearing DAI. This is basically locked into the contract until the swap is settled. There is an emergency option, however, where if both the buyer as well as the seller choose to stop the swap, they can release the collateral as well. So now I'm going to show you how we can settle the swap. So settling a swap is a two-step process. First, we need to call the Oracle to know how many HTTs we have this month. And the second step is asking for a release of the swap. So either the buyer or the seller can do these two steps. So now let's do step one and call the Oracle. So looking at our own node, we can see that the request came in to our node, and we can see that it was successfully called and the result was sent back to the front end. So if we return to the front end, we can see that the HTTs of this month was 654. So this will be the number that is used for settling. And now we can settle the contract. Our final number for this month was 654 HTD, which means that we had many days where the temperature was below 60 degrees Fahrenheit, which means that if the miner would have created the option and the farmer would have bought it, the farmer is the one who gets paid in this case, as well as the interest, because he's the one who bought the option from the miner. So if you go to Etherscan, we can actually see all the transactions that are happening. So in this case, we can see that the money is withdrawn from Aave and is being sent to the farmer in this scenario. Thanks for watching this demo. I hope this video gave you a better understanding of the HTTP swap and its capabilities, especially within DeFi. You can try it yourself at Vulcan.exchange. It's currently deployed on Coven testnet.